Well, welcome back to 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, and I have some bad news that happened, I guess, around 3 weeks ago. That Shaun Costello, adult film director, had passed away at age 79. I know Shaun had some health issues going on, and people had talked to him a few weeks ago, and he seemed okay. And then it just came up as of yesterday, which was Sunday, that Shaun had passed away 3 weeks ago. I'm not going to say I was friends with Shaun, because I wasn't. I know him through his work. I know friends of his like Gene Silver, Vanessa Del Reo, Annette Hines, and Carter Stevens was a good friend of his. Shaun was 42nd Street. Shaun basically made films that mirrored that era of filmmaking as far as adult entertainment goes. I know this isn't what people like here, but this thing showcases a lot of his films, including Dirty Suzanne, Slave of Pleasure, The Fire and Francesca, Betrayed Teens, Daughters of Discipline, Girl Scout Cookies, Forced Entry, She's No Angel, Water Power, Venture into the Bizarre, Cherry Hustlers, A Taste of Betty, Travels of June, and more. I know people don't really like Alpha Blue Archives, but it was one of the first guys to put this stuff out. And it's still very reasonable to buy the box set. Anyway, two films that Shaun did direct were basically a little bit over the top and also noteworthy because they dealt with really some strange shit. And one of them was Water Power, which you're not going to find anywhere. It was a 120-minute film cut down. The only versions that seem to exist are 60 minutes. And it isn't like anybody's going to put this out on Blu-ray anytime soon. Another one was a film that basically was lost until yours truly found it on eBay, Forced Entry. And Forced Entry, despite it being a complete bummer and buzzkiller and shit like that, showed Shaun's strength as a filmmaker because he incorporated actual Vietnam War footage into the film, where Harry Reams plays this psychotic ex-Vietnam vet, which basically started the deranged Vietnam vet on a rampage genre of films, where Harry looks at crowds of people in the streets and sees Vietnamese villagers mucking about. He looks at cops and sees the Viet Cong, and basically he works in a gas station and steals people's credit card information so he can track them down and rape and murder them. Complete buzz killer, but nevertheless a lost film, which I found, and that is my only real headbutting incident against Shaun, for lack of better words, because I didn't buy the film. I told my partner in the 8mm Madness series, Mike, about it because we had a gentleman's agreement not to knock heads on eBay. So I told him how important this film was and how he had to buy it no matter what, and I would back him up. And I had written liner notes for it and shot an on-camera thing, but when he got a hold of Shaun, the only way Shaun would participate is he was the only one involved. So it sort of fucked me in a way, and I should be pissed off, but I give him a pass because it was more important to me to have that film discovered and put out than satisfy my ego of being on camera, which I don't have a fucking ego of being on camera. Shaun liked to knock heads, I'll give him that. And, we both had the same attitude as, from New York and that area. We both fucking hated Donald Trump, even before he was president. We both took umbrage about that HBO series, The Deuce, which basically no one in the business was consulted except some fringe people. And this was the guy that does the Rialto report was the executive producer of these things because, he fucking knows all about 42nd Street, even though he never stepped on it in its heyday. And I know Shaun was really, really pissed about this and went off on the whole thing because the whole thing was fucking fantasy. I mean, let's face it, these guys never were involved in making fuck films. I seriously doubt that any of these people ever set foot on 42nd Street in his heyday, where I made no bones about it that I probably hit every fucking peep show on the Deuce, every fucking emporium, every bookstore, every massage parlor, and screwed a lot of hookers in the process. Smoked a lot of weed, drank a lot of liquor, and saw a lot of great movies there. And just because somebody read a book about 42nd Street doesn't make him an expert. You had to be there, and unfortunately, none of us, I'm not even going to throw myself out there because I was just, a patron of the arts, so to speak. But Shaun was never consulted. Vanessa was never consulted. Long Jean was never consulted. It's basically a little fucking fantasy, which Shaun took umbrage at, and so did I. And I know they hoodwinked Carter Stevens into doing something for him. But the whole thing was, Shaun, love him or hate him, he had an attitude, he could alienate people, but he was a no-nonsense guy, and in reality, a real good filmmaker. And I also remember that he was in a couple loops I had, and one of the loops was called The Photographer, and it starred him and none other than The Last House on the Left star, Lucy Grantham. So, we got a little thing of Shaun screwing Lucy on the floor of this photo studio. So, like I said, love him or hate him, he created some great films and did some great stuff, and it's really sad to see another legend leave us because he was a huge part of that era and of 42nd Street, and he will be missed. And I have to give a follow-up on that Amazon thing that I spoke about last episode. When Amazon denied publication, we thought that was it as far as Amazon goes. The magazine was removed from every internet platform we had it up on, and we're still trying to figure out why. Why Amazon has this huge fucking clout is beyond me. And as far as the magazine, there was a couple nude photos in the magazine. And that's why Amazon rejected it. And this is from a fucking company that sells water power of all things and all kinds of other porn, but denies it until somebody turns the seller in or rats them out, and then they stop selling it. I already went into this in detail on the last episode, so there's no point in rehashing it. I am not done trying. I feel bad that my girl spent over a month trying to format this thing and get it up, only to have it ripped down. We're going to try it again under a different fucking thing, and I'll tell you one thing. I will not have any of my shit on Amazon if I can help it. So, Shaun Costello, you're a tough guy, you're a great New Yorker, you're a great filmmaker, and you're missed by your friends Vanessa Del Reo, Long Jean Silver, Annette Haven, and a host of other people. You are a one-of-a-kind, and your work will keep you alive forever. So, my friend, rest in peace, and for the rest of you guys, thanks for subscribing, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So stay safe.